Welcome students to the second video lecture of chapter 14, Water. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about uses and sources of water. Now we will move on to other subtopics. Different states of water. Water exists in three physical states: solid, liquid and gases. And these states can be changed from one state to another by heating or cooling. For example, ice can be heated or melted to form water. Water can again be heated to form steam or gas, which is called evaporation. Steam can be cooled or condenses to form water, and water again cooled or freezed to form the ice. Now we have heard two terms, evaporation and condensation. So first of all, what are these terms? Evaporation, it is the process of changing water into water vapors. That means the liquid water get converted to gaseous water. You have seen in your daily life that water spilled on the floor dries up and disappears. Also, the wet clothes dry up. All these phenomena are based on the process of evaporation. Plants also do evaporation by their leaves. This process is called transpiration. So, in nature, water vapor enter into the air through two main processes, evaporation and transpiration. Now, the second term we have heard was condensation. It is the process in which water vapor converted into water. That means the gaseous form is converted to the liquid form. You have seen that a large number of water droplets appear on the outer surface of glass containing ice cold water. This is because the air around the glass containing water vapor, the cold surface of the glass containing ice water cools the air around it, and the water vapor of the air condenses on the outer surface of the glass. The process is condensation. You have also seen tiny drops of dew on the grass in winter mornings. This is also because of the condensation. Now these processes, evaporation, transpiration, condensation, all happens naturally in the atmosphere to maintain the water cycle. So first of all, we must understand what is water cycle. The continuous movement of water from the earth's surface and water bodies as water vapor to the atmosphere, and from the atmosphere back to the earth's surface as rain, hail or snow is called water cycle. Or we can say the cyclic movement of water from the atmosphere to the earth and from the earth to the atmosphere is called water cycle. You can see in this picture all the processes of evaporation, transpiration and condensation happens in the water cycle. So firstly, the evaporation and transpiration. Water from water bodies such as river, sea, pond take heat of the sun and goes into the air in the form of water vapor. Also through transpiration by plant, water vapors enter to the atmosphere. Now warm air can hold a large amount of water vapor. As we go high up in the atmosphere, temperature decreases and it becomes cold. The air becomes so cold that the water vapor in it condenses to form tiny drops of water called water droplets. These droplets floating in the air along with dust particles and form clouds. Now water droplets combine together to form large water droplets. Such large water droplets are so heavy that the air cannot hold them, and therefore they fall down as rain. However, if the temperature is very low, the water droplets freezes in the atmosphere and fall in the form of snow. This coming down of water in the form of rain, hail or snow is called precipitation. Now the water that falls on the land as rain or in the form of snow goes to the rivers and stream. Snow from the mountains melt into water and that also flow down into the streams and rivers. So ultimately the water of streams and rivers falls into the sea. So this is the cyclic way of water which continues in the atmosphere. From the water body, water vapors goes to the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, they go higher, cools down, condenses to form clouds. When water droplets become heavy, they precipitate down in the form of rain or hail or snow. And when rain falls on the river and streams, they again flow to the ocean. So this is the cyclic of water and it goes on continue in the nature. And some of the rain water also seeps into the ground and become available to us as groundwater. So this is how water cycle is maintained, and this also maintains the supply of water in the earth. I hope student you have understood this. I request you to follow worksheet 4 for the question answer and exercise part of this chapter. Now we will meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe and healthy.